Here you go. Subscribe.
No, it's not that one.
Oh, it's not this one?
No.
Oh. Should I?
It's like my name.
Which one? That one?
No.
That one?
Search up at basic 11y.
Oh.
Oh, it's also set to private right now for some reason. All right, now I should.
There we go.
All right, there you go. Hello.
You're recording too, right?
Yeah, the audio.
Okay. Hello.
You think it's still on mute?
I'm still on mute?
No, the
oh,
TV.
Oh, the TV. Yeah, the audio. Okay. Hello.
I think it's still on mute.
I'm still on mute?
No,
oh,
the TV.
the TV. So the problem, though, wasn't... Like, nobody in the stream complained
No.
about the audio. It was post. Like
the playback?
Huh?
Like the playback?
I guess. I don't know. Justin said it was really sped up at one point. And then remember, I don't know, I mean, I'm sure you do. After that day, you were sitting here like, fuck, you know, after
I mean, that was because the audio was... And, like, that could have been a latency thing, which, I mean, there's nothing I can do about that with just one computer. That's just how it is. And I think it was just, like, either the computer was doing too much at one time and some data was just lost. But that's also the issue with the streams is we don't have a file of it. There's no physical copy of it, which is, like... This is now going into the research I was doing for Spotify, and like because I figured out how you do that. To upload videos to Spotify, you need the physical file of it.
Yeah.
Which means we would need to start recording, and that means that brings up another latency issue.
Okay.
So we would essentially need another computer that would record and be the Zoom, which could essentially be my laptop. And then a computer that's doing like the actual live stream.
Yeah.
And then we would just be able to take that file, upload it to Spotify.
But we don't need to like put. I'm not really like. That's not like a thing that.
Yeah,
we need.
That's
you
what
know
I'm saying.
I mean?
That's just where it's like. That's
I'd rather, in fact, have people
watch us on YouTube.
Watch us on YouTube
Facts.
than watch us on Spotify.
All right. If you want to have Sully.
Yeah,
join.
I'll have Sully join now. Join now. Yeah, we'll see if his audio's all right on the post side of things, and then we got to nail this transition.
See, like right now I have the chat pulled up. It'll show in like 7 seconds. But this is the issue for mine. Oh. Would be this one. See, but then like that's where it's like, oh, if they join and it doesn't give me the... So it's like we could have him where I have to let them in essentially.
So how do we do that?
Enable waiting room.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I think it's a waiting room.
So we'll just have to do that before.
On days we have guests.
Yeah.
All right, Sully, can you leave again and we'll try this again?
Here, do you want me to kick him?
Yeah, if you want to kick him. All right, bye, Sully.
So that's the other thing. Is
Don't leave.
Don't leave. But that's the other thing. If I right click, does it show this menu or no?
Yes.
Okay, so that's the other issue.
So no, we can't boot him.
No, unless they would see it. That would be.
Yeah, that's not. We can't have that. Well, what if he had his camera turned sideways?
I think it would still pop up.
Would it still pop up?
Even if I'm like, because I'm doing it right underneath the 3 dots. So you'll see him pop up here, and then I should right click. Does it come up? No, it doesn't. But it just shows the mute and that stuff.
Where?
For a second.
That's fine. I mean, that's better than the whole fucking menu bar popping up.
True.
Yeah,
Compared to
like
this.
that's. I mean,
I just have to like really click it on the side. Because that's a, yeah. And then, so it's up right now. I have the menu, so I could. Here, I'm just going to put you in the waiting room, Sully. I'm not going to kick you.
Sounds good.
But then now I have to do that at the same time
as transitioning
as
it.
trying to transition it.
Well, in reality, you might want to like transit because then you get that, you know. You might want to transition it first.
And then
kick
well, that's him. Still the, like, okay, so let's.
Like if you could time it, you know.
All right, so if I do. Yeah, no, it still takes too long on the Zoom side of things. And then it accepts him.
And then you got that screen right there.
Yeah. I have to click out of immediately. Hold on. Second.
Yeah, have it like that, Sully. That's how it's supposed to be.
All right, so now you're going to do the conversation part to make sure the audio is good on playback.
Well, we got to make sure we get the transition right, too.
Yeah, but we can just have that one. I'm going to research something real quick. Because there's an article on Zoom about like broadcasting Zoom meetings, and I wonder if there's a setting that turns off.
All right, Sully, talk a little bit.
All right. So I was thinking if I've got time today, and maybe you have time today, we kind of plan out what Good Morning Hockey would look like in terms of ad minutes we can give away for free next year also, if you're interested in something like that.
Yeah, my only thought is like nobody's fucking listening. So, you know, it's not like that's anything really valuable for us.
True.
Like, I don't know, yeah. we could you know, paint spots on a fucking donkey and call it a cow, but
yeah.
You know, like, I don't know that anybody's really, you know, like, I don't know, between you and I listening to it to try and, you know, boost the algorithm of it a little bit, like, I think, you know, maybe 8 people a day are listening to it, which I don't even, like, I'm shocked by that. Like, I don't even know who the fucking 8 people are.
Yeah.
That are tuning in. But, you know, the countries on this are kind of crazy. Singapore. I have 111 downloads from Singapore on Good Morning Hockey.
Wasn't
and then Ukraine is 4th at 40 downloads this month. Followed by Japan, Russia, Australia, France, UK, and Kenya. Dude, I'm even surprised Good Morning Hockey's gotten to that many countries this month.
Mm-hmm. Let me think. So I don't know if you mentioned this to Raven yet, but we still also need that poster.
Oh,
that we talked about with.
Yeah, so we need if we could do like if you have the thing we made for the live show. Like we need it not in like an Instagram post format, but if we could do it
But
like
just
like a
bigger.
sheet of paper, you know, like nine
just
and a half
different.
by 11.
Yeah, the aspect ratio.
Yeah,
I
because
can
they
make
want
that.
to
They want to
they want to
print it.
and
Yeah.
put it up on the
Yeah, I
like on
can-
the door when you walk in.
I can do that today. All right.
Keep
Awesome.
talking, Sully.
I don't see any
Yeah.
settings.
Obviously, still waiting to hear back from the merch about quotes. But when that happens, I was also thinking maybe I run the numbers again on that if it's cheaper for us to lower these guys hourly, but give them a percentage of the merch sales.
Maybe.
You know, because I think there is well, the employment tax is usually about 4.25, and sales is like 6% at least. So it might not even.
But we charge
prob-
people for sales tax.
Yeah, but it's also like there's a federal and state that like we're gonna have to pay.
After the fact, you can't even you can't put that on the end of isn't that like what we pay
I guess,
when we
yeah,
go buy
yeah.
if
Well,
we were to go buy a t-shirt at the store
we'll
right
put
now?
it at the end, but it's also still like the government is going to get the money from the company, not from each person.
Yes, but we collect that, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
again, so probably needing to go on the list at some point, like before we release the merch, you know, not for today, but you know, like at least the month of February, you know, is like honing in on the website, right? Like once we understand what pieces that we're going to buy, which I think we're going to buy all four, you know, because what I've talked about is like we're probably going to buy t-shirts, hoodies, hats, and beanies, and like whatever we sell, and whatever we don't, we'll sit in the closet here in the boxes and we'll send it off. You know what I mean? Like it'll roll into next season, and we probably won't do merch until we won't do new merch until a year from now, you know, but also like once we figure out what the total cost is of what we're buying, like we need to figure out what the total money would be if we sold everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, and I think I was talking to you a little bit about this yesterday. Once I get, you know, the quote numbers, I have everything in an Excel that basically will, like, I have all the functions set that I just need. Essentially, like, I think basically one quote number for each of them, and then we'll see relatively if we need to change what I have kind of set as a give or take price.
Yeah.
And then that'll change the rest of the numbers for me automatically.
Yeah, and I'm sure that what's the website? It's Squarespace that we use for the website.
They
Like,
have a shopping.
It's literally built for e-commerce.
Yes.
Like that's the point. That's why I got that website as opposed to other ones.
Instead of like Wix or something.
Yeah, like that because it uses, you know, and I pay a fucking lot for it, but you know what I mean? Like it might make things like that we're talking about, like tax and stuff, like it might just make it like really simple for us. You know what I mean?
We're just like, add your state, and then we will
calculate, you know,
charge appropriately.
Yeah.
True.
Because then otherwise, like that becomes like, you know, like we're going to need to open up a business account here shortly, which is something we've talked about for like almost a year, but like now it's like almost becoming necessary, right? Where like there will need to be a checking account and a savings account in that account. And frankly, we'll probably use the money from Jack to, which after today, he owes us 45, Sully, because today's Thursday. So yeah. Like we'll probably use that cash to go, you know, start the savings account, and then that'll be like tax, you know what I mean? Like that's where we'll put money that we calculate is set aside for taxes, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because we'll know exactly how much of everything you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
you know,
yeah,
if we buy
yeah.
40 t-shirts, you know, let's say we take a couple of them for us, you know, we give away a couple at like a live show, and then we sell like 30 of them. You know, if we sell all the hoodies, if we sell all the hats, if we sell all the, you know what I mean? Even though I probably will be keeping a hoodie for myself. But other than that, like we're selling everything, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you know, like I don't need a fucking another hat or a beanie. You know what I mean? Like get all that shit out of here and let's fucking make some money.
Yeah.
But like we'll have to tally, you know what I mean? Like, oh, keep track, tally, you know.
Yeah. I need to probably, if I've got a couple of minutes today, later today, not doing anything, I'm probably going to try to look more into what, if it, like tax break stuff, and if, you know, if us giving advertising minutes to nonprofits is
Counts
like
as
a
charity.
yeah.
Or just giving money to them, you know.
Yeah. Well, I think so. If you give them money, it counts as a charitable donation, so you can write that off. But I don't think it deals necessarily with lowering if you just a
But
charitable donation.
it may not be a 1-to-1 ratio. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
it may not be $200 given to Chicago Hockey Initiative, which I don't know if you saw. They commented on our giveaway post. I mean, there's 170 comments, but you know, they followed my personal. They followed Alithio. They followed like it's this group, Chicago Hockey Initiative. What an awesome giveaway. Huge shout out to Chicago Hockey Radio and the Barn Hockey Bar for making this happen. Nothing beats live hockey at the UC. Good luck to everybody entering, and go Hawks. You know, like there's like the Chicago Warriors, there's Chicago Gay Hockey, you know. Like if we give Chicago Gay Hockey $500, right? You know, it may not be $500 on a tax break, it may be $1,000 on a tax break. Like it may not be a 1-to-1 ratio, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's something we got to figure out, because then it is worth, like, we'll give Chicago Gay Hockey $1,000 if that means we don't have to pay
$2,000 in taxes.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Very true. Yeah. Let me see. There was one of these that had. It was just. Yeah, a 55-page document called "Tax Guide for Small Businesses."
Perfect.
Yeah, I mean, it probably wouldn't hurt to look at it, because it talks about like claiming business credits, which I don't even entirely know what that is. You know, the difference between what is income and what is not. And then like how to figure out cost of goods sold and that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Got a lot of work to do.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's end this. And right?
Do you want to have him join through his computer?
But let's do that as a separate audio recording.
Okay.
To make sure that it's not like, you know, somebody's phone versus their computer being better, you know, better or worse.
I think it was when it was trying to leave and it just like froze him in there. I think that was the root of the issue.
But why would that have messed with the audio?
Because it's starting to make my computer run more. And
Okay.
now it can't. Because it's like, okay, the other thing is like this computer is almost maxed out on like internal storage, which is why I have an SD drive connected to it. So like memory, right? Like all of them work together, and if one gets bottlenecked, the others start to suffer.
Gotcha.
And so the CPU and the GPU are what's rendering the audio.
Okay.
And the memory is what's rendering video.
Okay.
So if memory gets bottlenecked, it's going to draw power from the other two to help recover that and stop the tasks.
But why would that affect previously recorded audio? Like if this is at the very end, if this is at the very end, why would it impact the audio that we've been talking about for the last 15 minutes? You know what I mean?
I mean, it could be just like from a stream connection side where it's like our streams connection got weak during it,
Yeah.
and so then it's
But nobody said anything during the stream that
That's
it was a
where- that's
problem. It
where-
was all after the fact.
yeah, that's where it's confusing.
When we pulled it from the SD card, you know what I mean? And so, all right, so let's practice you leaving. Bye, Sully.
Have a good one. Thanks for having me, guys.
See you next
I don't want to
week.
blow my brains out. See you next week. Did you want me to leave, or were
Yes,
you going to do
you,
Yeah.
you
the-
leave. You
Yeah.
leave this
Okay,
time.
okay. All right. See you guys.
Like that. If he's like, okay, see you guys, and then leave, like I can time it.
Yeah.
Like I can time it like that. That's self-explanatory. But it's like when they stay, or like they might say one more thing, or anything like that, where it's like, oh, like they're just still there for a moment. It's weird. All right, I'm gonna stop streaming. Start it back up.
Yeah. Stop the recording.
Do, 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 do.